Hello everyone, so it's my next video in my expression number series. Now the reason why they're being uploaded in what could be in quite a jumbled way is that I'm making my videos on a first come first serve basis. So if I'm asked for a soul urge video, I'll do a soul urge video. My next video after this, for example, is going to be a focused analysis on the life path 358 on its own. Normally I do a life path 8. My other videos are covering all the elements of the life path 8 in one video. So my next video will be a closer analysis of the life path 358, and that's for another one of my commenters and subscribers on YouTube. So if you want me to do a video for you, you can send me a message. I'm going to give you the links at the end of this video, or you can put a question in the description box. Anyway, so today it's going to be all about how the expression number 9 can support that all-important number in your chart, that life path 2. It's all about that life path 2. That life path 2 is the king of your kingdom, and expression number 9 is the most influential of your numbers to help you support your life path. There are many other numbers in your chart. It's just the expression number, which is your talents, is the most influential number and is here solely to support that life path 2. In this case, you have more talent in the expression number 9 than you need to achieve that life path 2. So more than some other numbers and combinations, you have more than the talent you need to help you achieve this life path 2. But there are going to be some stumbling blocks. The expression number 2 will give you a hell of a lot of talents, but there are some elements you might find more difficult. Hence this video. So I've split the life path 2 into 9 sections, and that's on the left hand side. So these are elements that you have to learn. They're what you're developing towards. And on the right hand side is how the expression may help or hinder that element of your life path. Right, so for this lifetime, if you are a life path 2, your areas of development that you need to achieve in this lifetime, this is what you agreed in the contract before you incarnated in this lifetime, is to learn to work alongside others more cooperatively. Use and develop really excellent, better social skills so that you're able to be more tactful and gentle with people and be a bit of a mediator of conflict. You must develop the ability as well to be more responsible. And as I said, more tactful. Enable yourself to be able to deal with conflict, but mediate it in a very gentle, cooperative way where everybody gets a say and hopefully there's a win-win situation at the end of it. You just need to develop that ability to not only deal with conflict, because you're quite a sensitive person, but also to be able to be the mediator of that conflict using the social skills that you need to be developing in this lifetime. This is vital for you. You need to be the server of the idea, so be dependable. You're the person that stands next to the ideas person, and you're the person to plan and bring that idea forward. You're the next rung on the ladder of bringing an idea from source through to the person and then out into the world. You're the planner, you're the ideas nurturer, the server, the cooperative one, the person that gets everything done behind the scenes. But often the life path 2 can get a little bit walked upon because they are the service person. They are here and they're desperately needed by this world in order to help get ideas off the ground. But sometimes because of your gentle nature in the life path 2, sometimes you can do too much for other people. So you need to balance your responsibilities too. So you're here to help people, serve people, work with people, and make relationships your priority in life. But this is what you're developing towards, remember. So if you're thinking, to any of this, you're meant to be. You're meant to be working towards this, okay? The talent you bring with you, though, is First and foremost, especially for the life path 2, is charismatic social skills, the ability to speak to people and draw them to you with your inner confidence and inner respect for yourself, so that people listen to you, they're drawn to you, they follow you. You can then use what you say to create a following, to practice what you preach, to make your life your teaching. But what could be the basis of this teaching? Intuitive wisdom and spiritual laws. It's like you have the talent to be a great spiritual teacher. You're able to channel to source energy because you're a mix of all the numbers, so you're really multi-talented as well. You can turn your hand to almost anything, but you're able, first and foremost, to channel intuitive energy and follow your intuition. You can be a bit idealistic, and sometimes you can hold on to perceived injustices, and then maybe sometimes use that as a bit of an excuse to act. But that's when you're pulling yourself away from your intuitive wisdom. Always ensure, and you have the talent to do so, that your actions and everything you do is channeled through your intuitive wisdom. Okay, and that's your talent. And your life path is to work alongside others cooperatively in the spirit of service. You have that ability to communicate and work with others innately in your expression number 9. But let's look at the elements and how specifically the 9 can help the 2. So you're here to learn to be very responsible to others, to others and the team. So that can be the team, your friendship group, the family, whatever you see in your life as a team, whatever group of people that you're working alongside, and that could be more than one group, you need to be responsible towards them. You can slip into doing too much and being too responsible to other groups, to your teams. That could be your family, people you work with, groups of friends. It could be anything. You're very much the bringing people together. That's what you need to work towards. You're learning towards looking to the team, looking to the family, and being responsible to that group. But like I said, you can sometimes tip into being too responsible and do too much and burn yourself out. And then what happens is, if you're not getting the thanks or the gratitude that you seem to want when you're a life path 2, it can make you quite feel resentful and then turn you into the opposite of what you need to be, irresponsible, and then being irresponsible to the family and the team. You know, what you need here is boundaries to make sure that you're not doing too much. Anyway, the expression number 9. Okay, so your 9 talent energy is able to leave a legacy of wellness for others, which in itself, before I even say any more, brings into the process responsibility, the well-being and health of others. That's very much a part of being responsible to others in the world. You always act with integrity because that's what you have as a talent in the 9 energy. Responsibility, you've got oodles of it when you use it. Remember, you've got to use this talent that I'm telling you you've got, because all your actions and beliefs need to be filtered through your intuitive wisdom to ensure that you're always doing the right thing for the benefit of everyone around you and not just for your own benefit or worse, nefarious reasons. Okay, you can end up, you see, both numbers can do too much. So this is going to be a difficulty for you. The 2 can do too much. That's a tendency in your life path potential. And your talent can be a bit of a fixer because you seem to be the one with all the answers. People look to you to such an extent that sometimes you can do too much. You've got to remember that other people have got to make their own mistakes and live their own path. Otherwise, you're disrupting their life path, really, because they're not learning by their own mistakes, and then that disrupts their whole life path. So for your own benefit and your own exhaustion levels and your own life that you need to lead, and for their benefit too, so that they learn by their own mistakes, you must have boundaries to how much you do for someone and how much you step in. You need to know when to step out and let the person make their own mistakes and go off and deal with yourself and your own well-being. That is extremely important for you, especially because you are a 2, a potential 2. you're working towards the 2, so you have the potential there, but you're talented at the 9. So that almost doubles the energy and makes it even more important for you to take heed of this. Support your life path 2 by making other people in your team your priority, but also, and I'm probably going to mention this again throughout this video, boundaries are so important. The heading of this video should be boundaries. Don't overstep other people's boundaries and do too much, and do not allow other people to overstep yours, because this is vital, even more vital for your life path. Boundaries. I'm going to talk about this again because I'm sure I've got another slide about boundaries because it's so important. I'm going to say again, boundaries. You must learn to improve your social skills, okay? Because it's all about, the life path 2 is all about working towards relationships with people. So learning, developing the ability to have better social skills, to listen to other people, look at other people's point of view, to be able to control your emotional levels so that everybody gets a say and you're compassionate to all, cooperative to all, and you work together in a team that is, what's that word, synchronous, in synchronicity, working together so all the cogs turn beautifully without any interruption. That's what you're working towards, okay? So you need to focus on as well, widening, but more importantly, deepening your relationships with people, developing that relationship of service towards them so that they can feel that they can come to you for help and support on an emotional and a practical level. Remember, you're working towards being a very service orientated number, looking after those around you. It's important that you deepen your relationships and connect more on a one-to-one level with people to support your life path 2. So your life path 2 needs you to work on your ability to socialize harmoniously with others. You may have had difficulties in working in groups in your past. You may still have struggles working in groups with people cooperatively. But your 9 energy is the sum of all the numbers. You're multi-skilled and charismatic. So you may have this problem, but you have the talent in the 9 energy to help you get past this without too much difficulty. Your life is your teaching. You speak richly and others hang on your every word. I mean, that's just one of many ways of connecting with others on a deeper level, is communicating your wisdom to them and developing a sense of trust, so that you can deepen your relationships and be more of a healing service towards that person or people that you're speaking to. You're social, you're emotional, you're very passionate. You have the ability to be very passionate about what you do, and you love to laugh and socialize. You know, you can be a cheeky little practical joker at times, like the 3. So to support your life path 2, use all the skills that I've just mentioned in the 9 energy to help broaden and deepen your relationships so that you're around people a bit more on a deeper level. I haven't put it on this slide, but the expression 9 often, you think very wide. You want to help other people's well-being, but you can think a little too widely, which spreads you a little bit too thin and can make you a little bit aloof with those that you're supposed to be deepening your relationships with. So guard against being disconnected and aloof around those you love as well. That's the difficulty in the 9 energy that you could have. Make sure that you're showing that warmth and that you need, because you won't make an emotional connection with someone unless you make a bit of a warmer connection. Okay, so that's something else that maybe might be the struggle that you might have, but that's the way to work towards it. Try and be a bit more connected, a little bit more warm towards people, so that you don't come across as so aloof as you sometimes can come across. So you must learn how to deal with love as well in the life path 2. The life path 2 can struggle with love. They can either be a bit smothering, and have expectations that can never be met. Or on the other side of the love polarity, you could back away from wanting any kind of love at all, as it hurts too badly, because you're a sensitive little bean. It's about balancing in your life path to your intense need for love, and that's another important element of your life path. So your life path 2 says that you struggle to give and receive love in many, many ways. Your 9 talent energy can cause you to be a little bit of a smotherer in a way. So in some ways it can exacerbate this energy, because you do take over people's lives a bit, because you are the wisdom field advisor and people look to you. You're not forcing people. You're not making them let you smother their lives. They want you to, because they see you as the person with all the answers, and you always help them. But the thing is, it's tipping past that point, that boundaries word again, failing to respect their path because you're doing too much for them and they're not making their own mistakes to learn their own path. You're the wisdom field fixer at the end of the day, and others people may look up to you that little bit too much and depend on you that little bit too much. That's something you need to look out for, because you always need to respect other people's path in life. You have a global consciousness which can disconnect you, like I just said, a little from those close to you and make you hide your heart. But your life path 2 is about connecting with people on a bit more of a deeper level. So that's something you need to guard against. That's where your expression number can be a little bit of a hindrance towards your life path. But most other ways, it's actually a help for your life path. So to support your life path 2, remember that everyone must make their own mistakes. There must be boundaries to how much you do. You know, other people and you must make their own mistakes to learn and evolve. It's not about fixing other people. Just love them, advise with them, and connect with them, support them, be that loving support system. But it's not about fixing their life. It's just about being that support system. Okay, that service, that person to be there with the open arms and the cup of tea and a cake when you need it all the time. You know, this is the life path 2 and what the life path 2 is working towards. Balancing, not over smothering and not backing away entirely, but having a balanced attitude towards love. Okay? Allow others to make their own mistakes. Don't have expectations that they can't meet. Love them for who they are. Don't over smother, and don't back away every time the going gets tough. Okay, that's vitally important. You're here to learn to be intuitive and sensitive to the needs of others. You have the potential to be sensitive. You're here to be of service, as I keep saying. That's what you're here to work towards. It is the most important element of your life, to be of service to others. The development of intuition will aid you in this journey, because you'll be able to sense the needs of others before they've even realized their own needs. So your life path 2 needs you to read other people and develop your keen intuition so that you can read people to sense how you can help them. So your 9 talents gives you that intuition. You know, the 9 energy, you have the talent for channeling, like I said, intuition from source. And then, excuse me. So your actions are filtered through your intuition, and you can use that to be of service to other people to support your life path. You must ensure, as I've said before, as a 9 energy talent, that you take care not to lose your connection with your intuitive wisdom. Or, you know, stop yourself if you think you're making decisions or justifying your actions via perceived injustices from your past, anger that you've held on to from your past, worldly laws or ideals that you feel that they should be adhering to, social conventions. You know, ensure that you're not using that as the justification for your actions. All your actions should be filtered through your intuitive wisdom, so that you don't do anything that is not edifying to others. Remember, you're all about wellness, okay? Make sure all your actions are filtered through that intuition, and it's the development of that intuition that is going to take you forward, most importantly, to help you work with others on a deeper level. It's about deepening those relationships, as I keep saying. You're here to learn to be a cooperative team player, to work as part of the group, part of the family, to be cooperative, to help the cogs all turn together. You know, the Mexican wave of a team where everything flows perfect. That's what you're here to do. Now, you may have struggled with this in the past. Working with others may have been a nightmare. At school, it may have been a nightmare trying to work in teams, but you're meant to have had a nightmare. I'm sorry if it was upsetting in school especially, but working in teams is meant to be quite a difficulty for you. It's meant to be quite frustrating. So this is what you're here to develop beyond. Okay, so it's meant to be difficult for you. It's nothing inherently wrong with you. This is the path you chose. You're here to learn to be cooperative. Less of a drama queen, to get the job done as part of a cohesive team, like that Mexican wave. You know, one job leads to another, everybody communicates, cooperates, and gets the job done. You can be, and probably have been, or may be still, I'm not judging, saying a word, this is your path at the end of the day, a little bit disruptive in a team, bit of a drama queen at times, and sometimes you may clog up the cogs rather than help the cogs turn, but that's your difficulty in this life path. So it suggests in the life path too that you struggle to cooperate and sometimes get on with others on quite a big level. But you have talent in the 9 energy to support your life path too, because the 9 talent energy, if you use it correctly, can work with teams very well. I mean, people might even actually put you in charge and actually start listening to you more when you channel your 9 energy, because you have excellent charismatic social skills and you're quite hardworking. You know, when you put your mind to it, you pull your weight within the team. The team may officially see you as the leader, as I've just said, because of your wisdom and guidance. And you do tend to take charge a bit. You know, you might be a little bit high-handed sometimes in groups, and you need to guard against that because you're very emotional, strong-minded and stubborn. And you're a talented drama queen still. In both numbers, you have that tendency. So you need to curb your tendency to be a little bit disruptive within the group, bit of a drama queen, wanting to make all the decisions and take charge rather than working as part of the team Mexican wave. If you know what I mean, work cohesively as a group rather than being the disruption of the group. Okay, very important. So support your life path too by understanding that the whole team has something to offer. Everyone has something to offer to help the whole thing flow. You know, everything exists. It's important that you cooperate in the spirit of service. Remember that Mexican wave. Keep all those cogs turning and don't be the stick in the cogs. Be the person that oils the cogs and cooperates with everyone whilst you're doing it. That is what you're working towards. But you also need them boundaries. They're back. Developing, you're quite gentle in the life path too, but you have a powerful expression number. So sometimes you might be quite gentle and nervous, but you know, you've got a powerful expression number there that's quite strong, charismatic and social and confident. So this may or may not be an issue for you. So you must develop the assertiveness to demand boundaries, to being overworked, walked all over, taken advantage of and taken for granted, and having other people take what's the word, take all the applause for your work while you sit in the background. Don't be a shapeshifter. Change who you are in order to please other people, or keep the peace, you know, because then you'll end up being walked on more. This is a difficulty that the life path 2 struggles with. Your expression number 9, though, can quite balance this quite a lot, because 9 is quite a strong energy. So it's about them boundaries. The 2 energy and the 9 need you to set boundaries to protect your own well-being and the life paths of others because of the 9 energy. Your 9 energy means that no one could ever accuse you of being walked all over. It's going to give you that added strength to balance out the tendency of the 2 life path to get walked all over and taken for granted. So no one can accuse the 9 of energy, when it's used properly, of being walked all over. You're strong, you're assertive, you're willing to be truthful and blunt. You'll say no when you need to. You know, when you need a rest, you have no problem with saying no, which is going to help the boundaries situation and stop people walking all over you. There might have been times when people had walked all over you, and maybe they still are, but you've got that expression 9 talent, a lot of strength inside of you, but you've got to use it. So use it to help those boundaries. The 9 energy, though, tends to be about the other way. You tend to walk on other people's boundaries a little bit too much. You know, like I said, the fixer, the doing too much. But you are a leader, you speak the truth, and if that upsets other people, then that's not really your concern, that's your 9 energy. You know, you've got a sensitive 2 life path and quite a strong assertive 9 energy. So make sure you're only using that strong energy to balance yourself out, and that it doesn't become, you know, make your life path make you come off your life path, basically. You have all the assertiveness you need to keep a balance between your giving and receiving, and you should keep that very balanced and gentle to support your life path too. You need to know when to help someone and when you need a rest, and you need to know when to help someone and when they need to learn that lesson for themselves. So their boundaries as well, especially for the 9 energy. Boundaries, 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 boundaries. So you're here to serve the leader, the team, the task, to be dependable. It's that Mexican wave again. That's what the 2 is here to do. You'll always be counted upon to keep the cogs turning behind the scenes, to keep that Mexican wave flowing how it should. Be the oil in the cogs, the person that talks, communicates, gets everyone working, make sure all those cogs are turning, like a great big giant engine room of ideas being developed in the real world. So your life path 2 needs you to work under leadership as a team member to get the job done. Your 9 talent energy naturally works with others well, and you can work hard for the team. You know, you have that ability within you. However, you're quite strong-minded, and you want to be the leader. You tend to take charge naturally, and people often put you in charge, you know, unofficially and unconsciously, really. And you struggle to take orders from others and, you know, do what somebody else tells you. And sometimes in cooperation, you've got to give and take. And sometimes that's really going to grate you as a very strong 9. The idea of service might at times grate you a little. You want to help people's well-being. You know, it's not that. It's, you know, you're not one for being told what to do. Let's just put it that way. So to support your life path 2, prioritize service to the team, working together cooperatively. And, you know, the ability to lead is amazing. I don't want you to stop that. But sometimes you need to think about, do I need to just cooperate in that Mexican wave? And remember and keep in mind how much that supports and develops your life purpose, your life path 2. Being more of the Mexican wave and less of the coordinator, being part of the team and less of the boss man. I'm not saying get rid of that talent, but sometimes you just need to be part of that Mexican wave, okay? You're here to be tactful, the mediator of the team, the person that can bring people together, thrash it all out and bring a win-win situation. However, your 2 life path means you tend to run away from conflict. You're very sensitive. You often run and hide away until it's over. And sometimes people walk all over you more because you don't stand your ground, because the conflict is just like pins to you. So you tend to not deal with it. But you're here to learn to deal with conflict, to manage your sensitivity and develop tact and mediation skills so that you can help resolve team and family, whatever the group is, conflicts fairly and for the good of all. So your 9 talent energy can support your life path 2 by being very parental. The 9 is very parental, like I said, very much the fixer, assertive enough to bring each side of the argument together, no problem whatsoever, sounding everyone out, telling people where they're wrong, and demanding a cooperative solution. However, when you're in conflict, you can allow your emotions and your passions to take over. You're a very emotional number in the 9 talent, and it can come across as a bit overly aggressive and intimidating. So you need to curb against that. It's about cooperation, not domination when you're resolving conflicts. So ensure that you're not allowing your emotional reactions to take over, because your 9 energy is very strong and powerful, and whether you know it or not, you can be quite intimidating when you use your 9 emotional energy at its strongest. So to support your life path 2, work at keeping your personal feelings out of any conflict where you can. I mean, when you're part of the conflict and it's about you, it's difficult. But when you're mediating or the team are having a conflict situation, it's important that you're setting your emotions on the sideboard, putting them aside to help you use your 9 wisdom rather than your disruptive emotions to channel intuitive messages to help you tactfully mediate towards resolution. This is going to be difficult because it is your life path, but it is something that you need to work towards. You're here to learn to plan the next steps. You're not here to be the ideas person. You're here to be the person that takes that idea from the one energy and plans it, nurtures the next steps, clothes it, brings people together to support it, plan what you're going to do with it, the next steps. The energy of the 2 is very much the nurturer, the ideas nurturer and the builder of teams. So your life path 2 needs you to nurture and plan the next steps when given an initial idea, because you're not necessarily the person that channels that idea. You're the nurturer of that idea. But your 9 talent energy means that you are a planner. You are a natural team builder when you use it, of course. You might not use your talent energy appropriately all the time, but you have that ability there to use. It's about using the right tools at the end of the day to support that life path number. So you are a planner. You are a team builder. You are a thinker. You can pull things together in your mind and then express it in the world. You're multi-skilled in the 9. You've got all the numbers added together. Excuse me. You can influence teams. So support your life path 2 by getting involved more with the initial planning when an idea comes to the fore. Getting involved with the planning of the task or the project, whatever it may be, and use your extensive leadership skills and competence in your subject to approach the right people for the team or the project. Be the person that brings people together and plans those next steps towards execution in the 3 energy. You must learn to give yourself your own kudos as well. You can be quite nervous. You can lack self-esteem quite a lot. You judge yourself on what everyone else says or thinks about you. And it's all about you developing your own internal compass. Turn inward for validation. Don't look outwardly for validation. It's not about what other people think most of the time. Do what you think you should do. But when you think you should do it, make sure that what you think you should do is channeled through your intuition and is not based on anything you're holding on to or anything that won't serve you or other people well, okay? So your life path 2 needs you to trust yourself and do what you think you should do, not what other people think you should do, okay? Your 9 talent energy is very confident and powerful, very dominant energy. You've got a strong inner compass fueled by your inner intuitive wisdom. This gives you a strong basis for your own independent action. When you trust your intuition in the 9, it will help your inner compass in the 2. So develop your inner compass in the 9 by using your intuition and trusting it and following it, and that will help you use that inner compass in the world and make your own decisions and develop your own self-esteem and your own kudos. Use your strong mind and inner confidence from the 9 energy to trust your own judgment and just act when you need to. Okay, don't let fears stop you. Don't let negative validation from others or unvalidation from others. What is the opposite of that? Oh, well. So lack of validation maybe is a better word to say from others. Don't let that stop you. As long as it's channeled from your intuition, you know you're doing the right thing despite what anyone else says. Okay, that is really important. Right, now I hope you found my video really useful today. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so and click that bell icon because I'm always uploading new videos. Like I said, I'm going to be doing soul urge videos, life path videos, and I do requests. So you can contact me through my website, through my email. I'm going to put links to my website, my email, and all my social media in the description box. You can contact me if you'd like a reading on all your core numbers and your past and your future, which really brings all together your numbers and helps you take your first steps forward. If you'd like to learn numerology, I'm going to put a link to my Udemy course in the description box as well. So if you'd like a reading, contact me. If you want to learn numerology, click on the link, go to Udemy, and all my connections are in the description box if you want to send me a message or request a video, request a reading, or just have a chat about the video and ask questions. I'm always happy to talk to you guys, but as ever, I want you, no matter what I say to you, to trust the soul within you. Doesn't matter what I advise to you, if it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't work. Trust the soul within you, because only you know what's right intuitively. See you soon.